Hello, I am Mason Haggett, and you are currently watching The Casino Co-Official. And today, we are going to be reading The Dark Orb, Chapter 3, Magic, and Chapter 4, Versus the Puzzle Master, by yours truly, Mason Charles Haggett. Chapter 3, Magic. Narrator. The three kids are walking out of the forest. When they were in the forest, Amber and Jolly cut up on things, and John just walked along, pondering how to make them shut up. So how about you explain to us how to get rid of these glaws like you did earlier? Wait, is the village on fire? Oh dear. They see a group of skeletons led by George. They are causing havoc in the village. What was their description? One was a girl, medium height, skinny with brown hair. The other was a boy, really short with black hair and freckles. Thank you, my useless friend. My pleasure, boss. They sure followed your directions. Well then, darn it. A strange but familiar figure comes from behind the kids. He tells them to come with him. For some reason, they stupidly follow. The mysterious person, he leads them to a small but cozy home hidden in the shadows of the forest. The house is kept very nice and tidy. Amber looks at Jolly, hoping Jolly knows who the man is. Jolly pays no attention and stays focused on the figure. Inside the house has a luxurious kitchen with a spacious living room. There is a TV with a PS5 and a vending machine in the corner. 21? Poe, why did you take us here? Aren't you supposed to be looking for the humans that came out of the portal? Well, you can't say I didn't do my job. Wait, you know more words than just 21? Yeah, why? I know how to English. Jeez, if my literature teacher was here, she would utterly destroy Poe. So, you not really on me side, are you? What makes you say that? Well, I mean, if I found you with the enemy, and you know that all creatures from the other realm must die except for you, because the king accepts you for whatever reason. Who said I knew them? I knew her from school, and she's mean, like, really mean. Couldn't agree more with you, fella. Thanks, it's nice having someone agree with me for once. Wait, you're not supposed to agree with him? Poe/John. Which one are you talking to? She's talking to both of you, I'm pretty sure. Well, before you ask, I'm on your side. And yes, I know you're not with the king, Jolly. Is there a rebellion? Because my brother is becoming a real jerk. He is mad because he is a captain of the Grand Army and not the leader of it like you, Jolly. Actually, there is a rebellion. Sweets. Where does me sign in? Actually, there's no sign in. You're just signed in now because there hasn't even been a real rebellion yet. All the guys in the old one died. So wait, I thought you said you were the only human here. I'm pretty sure there were humans in that village. Well, I forgot. Huh? Are you forgetting something? I mean, for the last couple of months, I've just been in the king's castle. How was I supposed to know? You're the leader of the Grand Army, and you live in the king's castle. You know what? How about we just go to the vending machine and get some weapons and food for our journey? Wait, the vending machine has weapons? Yup, Yaz, the finest weapons to be Pacific, fueled by determination. What? Cool. They go up to the vending machine in Poe's house. This machine only takes casino bucks. Poe gives Amber a wad of 50 casino bucks. Well, this thing has a sword, a keyblade, and a paper sword, and giant scissors. Food, too. Don't want to forget that. Yeah, that too. So I kind of want the key thingy. Good's choice. You can't unlock any doors with that. What is he saying? Don't ask me, I have no idea. Okay. She puts 30 casino bucks in the machine and comes out a giant key. Well, this thing is big and useless. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you later. Okay? John looks at it for a while, but eventually decides on the sword. I think I'm going to get that sword. Simple but good. What about you, Jolly? Oh, don't worry about me. I already have my cool staff. Oakley dokley, who's ready to learneth? Oh, Poe, I don't think anyone could be ready for what you're about to teach him. Kays, let's go to the magic room. Poe leads them into a secret room behind the fireplace. Oakley dokley, who here knows how to sword fight? Heh. Well, guess little old me will have to teach you. Poe snaps his fingers, and his paper sword magically appears in his hand. Then Poe teaches the kids how to sword fight. 2 hours later. I'm so tired. You're not the only one, John. You know, Poe, it's getting pretty late. Shall we go to bed? Oh yeah, go right ahead, friends. Let Misa bring you to your bedrooms. Poe brings them past the kitchen into a hall with 2 bedrooms. Okay, the first one belongs to my brother George, but since he is not here today, Misa guess Yusa can sleep in it. And the second one has a bunk bed. I call dibs on the first one. John goes into George's old room. Just curious, Poe, where are you going to sleep? I'm sleeping on the couchy. Are you sure you don't want the bunk bed? Nope, the couch is the best thing to sleep in the whole bunker. John suddenly swings his bedroom door wide open. Then I call dibs on the couch. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, want to flip a coin over it? You be heads, I be tails. John, it's Poe's house. He can sleep where he wants. The boy ignores Amber. Challengeth accepted. Misa be heads. John flips a coin and it lands on tails. Oh, come on! Guess I get the king. Poe walks into George's room grumpily. Ha! Sucker! I got the couch. Guess we get the bunk bed. Yeah, I guess. The girls enter the room with the bunk bed, and it looked nice. In the room, there was a bunk bed and a little table. I think this might be the guest room. It's pretty cozy. Hippity hoppity, the top bunk is now my property. Amber laughs. Guess I'm sleeping on the bottom bunk. The 2 get in the bunk bed, and Amber begins to get nostalgic about the good old days. Jolly, remember when you used to have those slumber parties? Of course I do. Those are the best. Your mom used to make us the best grilled cheese sandwiches ever. And she would even make homemade popcorn. Oh, and remember those pillow fights we used to have? Amber drifts off into her dreams before she can respond. The 4 get a good night rest before they are interrupted early by Poe. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Wait, where's Jolly and John? Do I have to get up? Meanwhile. John, wake up. Poe's making breakfast for us. But I don't wanna. Joe, I swear, if you don't get up now, we're going to leave you here to die. Okay, then, geez, Karen. What did you just call me? You two are like an old angry couple. Excuse me? Who's so ready for egg and bacon? Eggs and bacon? Count me in. Sweet, finally breakfast after getting yelled at by Amber. Who wants coffee? I do. The 3 go to the kitchen table and sit down as Poe serves them. Poe, so how was the couch? He didn't want to get up. Yeah, that couch is the most comfortable thing here. Glad I won the coin flip. Misa can't imagine how comfortable that must have been. Amber and Mies are the only people who can get up early. Yeah, I came to wake up John because I knew that he would be a nightmare. I'm sorry to ask, but how are these eggs so good? Good question, actually. Misa just learned from Georgie. Gee, well, George must be a pretty good cook. Hisa is. You should try his spaghetti. My Uncle Joe can cook better eggs than this. Well, I'm sure my brother is better at spaghetti. Want to flip a coin over it? No. Okay, then. Now that John and Amber know how to sword fight, are you going to teach them how to use magic, Poe? Oh, yes, good pointy. Wait, magic? Hold on. Let me get the sword I left on the couch. You left a sword on my couch? Yeah. Why? Guess that means I should get the giant key from the bedroom. Good thing I can just snap my fingers and my staff appears in my hand. A couple minutes later, they go in the room where Poe taught them how to sword fight. So there are 3 levels of magic. Level 1 is called Amateur, Level 2 is Magician, and Level 3 is Wizard or Witch, depending on your gender. There are only about 3 wizards and witches in the entire Dark Realm. So are we going to learn how to use magic? Why, yes, some. There are 3 types of magic: ice, fire, and steel. Can we use all 3? At the level you're at? No. Only witches and wizards can sometimes use all of them. But most of the time, they only know how to use 2. Aren't you missing a level? Well, it's not really necessary since nobody in the Dark Realm has achieved it. But I guess I should mention it. Level 4 is Neo. Neo. This is where you can use all 3 types of magics. And another one is called Bones, which usually only skeletons can use. Bones? Yeah, bones. Poe summons a bone from nowhere and chucks it at John. John quickly dodges it. What was that for? Amber laughs at John. to test your reflexes and to show you what bone magic looks like. So the first part of using magic is imagination, and the second part is determination. Go into your mind and imagine you are in a dangerous situation, one you can't get out of, and you must do something. Narrator begins to imagine is in a desert far away from home. He has nowhere to go and doesn't know where he is. He feels so hot, it feels like he is burning to a crisp. He wishes he had something cold. Then he begins to feel cold. John, open your eyes. John opens his eyes and sees that 2 ice balls are floating above the palms of his hands. How? What do I do now? Use all your determination to throw it. John chucks the ice ball and it hits a table. The table suddenly freezes. Great job, sport. How did I do that? Looks like your magic is ice. Now, Amber, have you tried? I have, it didn't work. I don't think I'm as fortunate as John. Oh, come on, I'm sure you'll learn it. For Jolly, it took her 4 days to finally summon her first fireball, unlike Mr. First Try over here. Hey! But John, you always can get better at magic. Maybe you could teach Amber how to use magic too before you guys leave. There's one more trick I want to teach you. What may that be? Is it that finger snap thing you and Jolly do to summon your weapon? How's dids you know? Me impressed. So now that you almost know how to use magic, I'm sure you'll learn on your journey that your magic can also be harnessed into your weapon. All your weapons are magical. All you need to do is hold your weapon in your non-dominant hand and snap your finger with your dominant hand. That's it? Yup. Easy, I could even do that. Not until you do your first attack. John snaps. Ha! Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So now that you two know how to sword fight and how to use magic, you two should get on your way. After all, you two have one angry tyrant to defeat. Yep, we better get going, but maybe we should get some food first. Good idea, Jolly. Actually, my brother George made some spaghetti 2 nights ago, and I believe we have leftovers. Sweet. Oh, and here's a backpack. Poe hands Amber a backpack to carry their supplies. John, you can carry it. Geez, okay then. Amber puts the spaghetti in the backpack. Alright, goodbye, heroes. Misa sees you later when I'm with my brother George. Thanks for having us. Yeah, thank you so much. O's, don't worry, it was my pleasure. The 3 heroes exit Poe's house and set off on their adventures. To be continued. All rights reserved to Casino Co. Chapter 4. Versus the Puzzle Master. Well, that happened. Yeah, it sure did. So when are we going to get moving? Geez, right now, I guess. The village is no longer on fire. The 4 go in and see if they can help anyone. They see an assortment of humans and peaceful skeletons. The homes are demolished. Jolly helps an elderly lady off the ground. Amber tries to help a boy collect all his belongings that fell, but it was of no use. All of it was broken anyways. John was casually standing there doing absolutely nothing. Do you have any change, Cancer? Let me think about that. Reaches in his pocket. I do. I have a penny. John gives the homeless person the penny. The homeless person seems happy, even though it was just a penny. All right, John, come on. Here we go, back into the forest. Wait, there's something I need to give you, says a mystery person. Jolly turns around to face a small skeleton girl behind them. Sorry, I don't believe we have met before. What is your name? The skeleton was the girl holding a map and a book who was wearing a witch's hat. My name is Linda, and Poe told me to give this to you before you meet his brother George. Oh, okay, thank you. Pleasure to meet you, Linda. Yeah, thanks for wasting our time. Oh, don't worry, it was my pleasure. John! This map is pretty useful. Tell Poe thanks and give him a punch in the arm for me. Will do. The 3 heroes walk into the forest and can hear the crunching of pine cones underneath their feet. Geez, this forest reminds me of the ones in Flagstaff. It's so dark, too. Is that why it's called the Dark Dimension? Well, it's not that dark because the stars light up the sky. It's about as dark as a rainy day. Then they stop as a huge turtle walks in front of them, across the path and through the forest. Okay, that was awesome. What you just saw is one of the animals that live here. It is called a husk. I want one as a pet. You want everything as a pet, don't you? First you wanted a pet dragon, now you want a giant turtle? A husk, you mean? Yeah, a husk. You know what? You're right. If I could only have one or the other, I would have the pet dragon. John, that's not what I meant. Halt! Oh, great. Just fantastic. They see George in the air, standing on some floaty platform, above a huge maze made out of bushes. Wow, Jolly, never knew you'd be so bold as to betray the king. George, you know he is crooked. Well, he's the one who gives the checks, so I'm sorry. But because you betrayed the king, I'm going to have to stop you by putting you through a series of puzzles and japes. What's a jape? Inside his head. Your first of this series of puzzles is this maze. If you can't get out of it in 10 minutes, you die. But if you get out, you live, and you get to see a bush trimmed to look just like me. Truly the best reward. Truly the worst reward, because you're ugly. John! Just because he said that, I'm going to call one of my troops to hunt you as you figure out the maze. The game starts. Jolly immediately summons a bunch of fireballs, burning a straight path through the maze. What, you cheated! Yep, we sure did. In your face! And the card didn't even get here yet. John freezes the bush carved in George's image, and then Jolly bombards it with fire, burning it to dust. Sad face. George leaves, and the three heroes continue on their journey and follow the path to the king's castle. Ha! What a wimp! Yep, that's the puzzle master George, the skeleton. Can you believe he actually made it out of that alive? Yeah, I can. He's a wimp. Well, I can't. I've never been in a situation like that in my life. I have. My sisters put me through that all the time. What do you do in those situations? Well, let's just say I show them who's the alpha. Knowing completely well John's sisters beat him up. Who's that over there? I don't know, but they sure look like the people that George described to us. Guys, get out your weapons. Well, good thing I've been carrying mine the whole time. Jolly and John snap their fingers and their weapons magically appear in their hands as the two skeletons approach them. Wow, looks like we found them. We don't want to hurt you, so back off. Wait, really? Amber finds a roll of tape in the backpack pouch. Amber tapes John's mouth shut. Aw, someone doesn't want to fight. We will finish you effortlessly. Well, I have some money. Like how much? 5 casino bucks? The skeleton's eyes widen. They talk for a moment and make up their mind. Okay, well, we'll take it. Just don't tell our boss. Alright. Jolly gives them $5. The skeleton leaves. Well, that just shows that money solves everything. Well, not world peace. Probably the exact opposite. They keep on walking, and then they come across George and Poe. This next puzzle was made by my brother, Poe. Anyone? Come on, Poe. Show them the game. Poe draws what looks to be tic-tac-toe on the ground with his finger. Poe, you're a genius. If you win against my bro, you live. If you lose against my bro, you die. What if we tie? Well, I guess I'll have to figure that out. You know what? Let me destroy this guy. John sits down in front of Poe. Poe nearly wins, but ends up losing. Looks like that tic-tac-toe club paid off. Wait a minute. You went to a tic-tac-toe club? Anyone? Can I join the tic-tac-toe club? No. Man. George leaves the area. Say, Yusa did good, Johnny. That was pretty intense game. Not really. I've seen ones more intense. Wow, as Isa could only imagine. Have you taught Amber how to do magic yet? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, you better get to it. Anyways, I am gonna go make sure my bro don't get in trouble. Adios. Adios. So how about we get moving? What a great idea. Like we weren't going to do that anyways. The three stick to the path as Jolly and John begin to teach Amber how to use magic. So basically, you use your brain to think of something scary, and then chuck it somewhere using up determination, and then you can permanently use magic. Okay, John, let me explain it better. So basically, just imagine a time when you were in need, and it doesn't even have to be a real thing you've been through. Then we will guide you on what to do next. Okay, let me try. Amber imagines she is in a cave and she needs to get out, but she can't. If only she had something sharp to dig out of the horrible place. Then she opens her eyes. She sees something small and circular floating above the palm of her hand. Ah, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Just use all your determination to chuck it at something. Just not us. What he said. Amber is having an anxiety attack. She tries to throw the circle, but it doesn't go anywhere. At the last moment, Amber realizes it is a buzzsaw. Use more determination. How? The buzzsaw is no longer floating. She lost all determination to keep it floating. The tiny buzzsaw falls on the palm of her hand and grinds in. Ah, help me! John quickly goes over and grabs the buzzsaw and chucks it at a tree. He then summons a small ice ball and puts it on Amber's hand to numb the pain. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Are you bleeding? Oh my goodness, you're bleeding. But you're bleeding too, John. I'm fine. It's a smaller cut than your huge gash. Jolly, do something. Like what? I don't know what to do. All that's in your backpack is spaghetti, a book, and a map. Well, tear some pages out of the book and give it to me. But just do it already. Okay, sheesh. Jolly tears out about 30 out of the 300 pages. She gives them to John. John carefully wraps them around Amber's hand. Okay, are you good? I'm good, I think. Are you sure? Because that was a pretty bad cut. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's getting pretty late, so how about we stay here for the night? Good idea, Jolly. They all sit down in the middle of the path and take a breather. Don't you think we should make a campfire to keep the animals away? Not a bad idea. John runs into the forest to find firewood. Maybe I should go in too, just to make sure he doesn't do something stupid. Okay, Amber sits there for 10 minutes and then begins to wonder what's taken them so long. They are in a forest, which means there is wood everywhere. Meanwhile, John, wait up! Sorry, I don't want you to slow me down. John, I'm not that slow. Indeed, you're not. A bunch of bones come out of the ground surrounding John and Jolly. George is there with them. Well, I had one more puzzle ready, but I thought night would be a better time to capture you. So give up or fight. John and Jolly snap their fingers and weapons appear in their dominant hand. We will never give up. Well, you can't say I didn't give you a choice. George snaps his fingers, and his giant axe appears in his left hand. Here we go. Jolly summons some fireballs, but they bounce off George's armor. George summons Bones to come out of the ground and traps Jolly. Then he almost pins John onto a tree with his axe, but John blocks it with his sword. I can't hold him for much longer. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, do something, Amber. Jolly summons some playing cards, and then the playing cards all turn into spades and break the bones. Amber summons some buzzsaws, which cut through George's armor. Jolly summons some fireballs and fires them into the holes Amber created. Do you smell something burning? Yeah, why? Oh! George disengages from combat and takes off his armor and runs into a lake that is nearby. George begins crawling out of the water. Do you need a hand? Really? After everything I've done to hurt you three? You're willing to help me? I guess. John. Nah. Amber helps George out of the water. John. Poe told me that you and him share opinions on Jolly. And I have to say, I agree with you. She is very bossy. Okay, I forgive you. In fact, we are best friends now. Excuse me? Jolly says. Say, your armor made a good campfire. Should we eat the spaghetti now, guys? Spaghetti, count me in. John, hey, when could armor catch on fire? All rights reserved to Casino Co.